Go.
Stop scrolling, stop scrolling, stop scrolling.
Because you are now kicking it with the Handicap and Chill podcast. And today we finally got a guest. I told y'all we was gonna bring a guest on, and I
Oh,
finally got it because I've been talking to him all week, man. He has the Uncomfortable Truth podcast. He's with Wide Awake Media, bro. This man
Right, woke
really
media.
Wide Awoke Media. My bad. Wide Awoke Media. You know what I'm saying? Awoke. My bad, bro. I wasn't that good in school. But anyways, bro, he does a lot of things, man. He's really been helping out his community. He helps out. He gets people on his podcast. He talks their real talk. I know because I was on the podcast last time. Hey yo, it's Lamore, bro. What's up with you, bro?
Everything's good. Can't complain. Life is beautiful, man. Thank you for having me.
No
cool,
problem.
cool, cool.
We had to get you up here, man, because I liked your podcast. You know what I'm saying? With the Uncomfortable Truth podcast. But yeah, like I wanted to sit up here and just holler at you for a second, man. And let me introduce everybody. Hey, this is my homie Michael 57. He's my logical handicap brother that keeps me in line when I be tripping. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about all that, man. What's up, y'all, man? Handicap and Chill podcast. What's up, man? We just here back with another episode for y'all, you know?
So okay. All right. So I got a real question. So what made you want to come up with the uncomfortable truth podcast? Like the whole thing, the Wider Wood Media, the Uncomfortable Truth podcast. I know what's the message behind that. So what's the message?
So the message is I want people to be awoke. So a lot of people sleep right now. They think stuff is okay in the media, certain things are going on, especially with the community and stuff like that. So if I named it Wider Woke Media, I wanted I want everybody to be woke, the whole world, whole wide world. So that's why I named it Wider Woke Media. I named the podcast Uncomfortable Truth Podcast because I wanted everything that we talk about is uncomfortable. So if I'm talking to somebody that do athletics, they may have body shame problems, and that's why they made them work out, or they may have been broke. They may have had their heart broken by a girl, and then they diesel because the girl broke their heart. If I may talk to somebody about relationships, and that may go deep. So usually anything I talk about, somebody's uncomfortable about it, and so this is why I named it Uncomfortable Truth, but it revolves around everything.
Right. So do you believe everything that you hear in the media?
No, I don't believe. I only believe probably 3% of what I hear in the media.
All right. So look, I ain't trying to. Okay, look, this. You gonna think we goofy on this podcast? I ain't gonna hold you. But look, this this alien thing that keeps popping up, like, oh, it's aliens in Miami. Do you believe that, bro?
Yes, I
You
believe. I believe all of them. I don't believe every story that's on the media or on TikTok or Instagram that's real. But I do believe in aliens. I do believe aliens do visit Earth back and forth, and I do believe they among us. Yes, I do.
Bro,
okay?
I, me personally, man, I agree too, cause I used to didn't believe, but then somebody, actually it was my older brother. He said, Kel, think about it. It's a big ass universe. So you telling me on all these planets, the ones we know about and the ones that we'll never discover, cause we'll never discover the whole universe. You telling me ain't no other life forms out there, it's only us. And I'm like, yeah, that make a lot of sense. Plus, sometimes they be like, it can't be no other living forms because all the living forms we know need water. But what if it's a living form out there that don't need water? So we can't even judge them by our metrics. Every life form on Earth need water, but
Yeah.
another life form might need heat or coal or fucking Kool-Aid for all I know. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So yeah, that's why I believe in aliens.
Yes. You look at snakes, for example. Snakes are cold blooded. So if any like heat, too much heat and stuff like that towards snakes, they'll move slower and stuff like that. Then you look at octopus, for example, octopus and squids and stuff like that. they are so strange to this planet. So if you research that, like they body, the way they move, way they develops, like it's so symmetry. Like we don't know where octopus and squids come from. Some people believe they came from space, like from a meteor, and then they germinated inside the ocean, and this is where octopus and squids come from. So if you research that, research octopus and squid, you will see that. And I'm gonna give you, I'm telling you two stories
Uh,
that happened to me. So
Oh
the
yeah,
first story,
we're here for the stories. We're here for the stories.
yeah, let's
yes. So the
go.
first story is I did something I was supposed to be doing, right? And I ended up
Uh,
falling off a fire escape of a third 40 of 3 stories fire escape, and I landed. When I landed, and I opened my eyes, I feel like it was a second. I don't know if I hit my head and I hallucinating, but I couldn't have been hallucinating because I got away from the police. All right, so I fell and I opened my eyes. It was a little boy, had to be about 8 years old. He said, "Where you want to go?" His exact words, "Where you want to go?" Not, "Oh, you okay? How you doing? What happened? Where you want to go?" I said, "I want to go to that building over there." He took me to that building. I ran to a girl I knew. The girl said, "Where you want to go?" I said, "Brownsville." She took me to Brownsville. From Brownsville, I went to Best Style. Okay, that's one story. The second story I got is when I was very, very high. I was very, very high, and I went to sleep. As I'm sleeping, I had an out of body experience. I floated out of my body. I landed. I seen the planets and all that, and I landed into like this building. The building had no stairs, and I floated. It was around. It was circular. I floated down the circular thing. I landed on one of the levels. It was a being, very, very tall, very, very tall, and I asked it, "Are you an alien?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Read." He gave me a book. The book's in a whole other language. I was able to read the language of the book. So I'm reading, and then like but matter of fact, first he gave me the book first and said, "Read." As I was reading, then I looked at it and I said, "Are you an alien?" He said, "Yes." He struck down to my size and said, "Read again," and gave me the book again. So I'm reading the book again, and I'm realizing what's going on. So you know what you're dreaming. Like once you realize what's going on,
yeah.
you wake up. So now
Yeah.
once I realized what was going on, I floated back up to this thing, past the planets, back to Earth, back into my body, and I always wanted to experience that again because I really feel that that was alien, and I feel like the little boy was God.
So
I believe
what? So what did the my fault, Rube?
you're good.
What did the alien look like? I'm just curious.
It had no
Big.
face. It was very, very tall. So if you like, my family's very religious, so I read the Bible. I can't remember, like I don't remember, like it's hard to remember scriptures and stuff like that. I remember everything in
Yeah.
the Bible, but you remember certain things. So
Right.
in the Bible, especially like the Gnostic Gospels and stuff like that, they describe what an angel look like. So basically, they very tall beings and stuff like that. And if you watch TV shows like Supernatural, they describe themselves as the size of a skyscraper. And so the being had no like it had hands and stuff like that, but it was like a cloak figure. It was very, very tall. Like I couldn't see his face. And then until it shrunk down to me. And when it shrunk down to me, it was just like somebody over a sheet. Somebody over a sheet with hands. Like so
Oh,
picture
okay.
yourself with a blanket over you and you moving your hands over inside the
All right.
blanket.
Cool. Cool.
So
All
that's
So,
what
right.
it looked like to me. And
here's my question.
what's
Here's
up?
my question. I don't mean to cut you off. So the aliens that are down here, supposedly, because I don't know, the aliens
Mhm.
that are down here, do you think they're here to attack us?
No, I think they're here to educate us, and but some humans want to learn, but some humans don't want to learn. So, like for example, if an alien come up right now and say, "I'm an alien. I'm from the planet such and such a," the government gonna take it and experiment on it. So, like, and
Mm,
even in like movies like I don't know if y'all
Judgment
familiar with
Day?
like the Alien series. The Alien series. Um. So, an Alien is a movie called Prometheus. It's like the first, it's basically like the prelude to everything of the Alien series, and it's like the script supposed to have Jesus inside the script, and Jesus
Mhm.
was one of the beings that developed humans on Earth, and humans killed them. So this is why the aliens wanted to kill humans. And like, so you watch that movie and you read the script and stuff like that, like the script that wasn't stuff that's taken out the script, you will see that
Mhm.
basically this aliens sent Jesus here to help us, and we killed them, so now they wanted to kill us, and that's what the movie Prometheus is about.
That's fire, bro. Because like, all right, so apparently, it's been some sightings of aliens in different in different states,
Mm-hmm.
and like the people are like freaking out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're freaking out because they never really seen aliens in real life for real, or the aliens are actually attacking people. So
I don't think I don't think they're attacking people. That's your question. If that's what you was going for, I don't think they're attacking people.
I feel you now. Look, if I saw an alien, bro, I'm freaking out. I'm not
Hey,
going. I'm not going back out the house. I don't care.
I don't know. Can
Nah,
y'all hear me good?
yeah, I
Yeah,
think you
bro.
good.
Okay, so yeah, I think a lot of people scared. Like shit, if I see an alien, I'm a panic. So maybe that reaction might
Right.
get them with that attack energy. But I have saw like documentaries where people say they've been abducted, and
Mm-hmm.
they said the aliens experimented on them too. So I think that could go both ways with both beings because we don't have a lot of contact with each other. So I think if we got abducted, they might experiment on us too. I think it's just a curiosity thing, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you that question because this is wide awoke media over here, so I just wanted to see if you felt like everybody else did. And I mean, you're not the only person who feels like there's aliens out here, bro. Like a lot of people feel that way. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And
I want to see alien. I'm going with them. I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. I don't care what they look like. I'm getting on that ship and going with them.
What
I'm
what if what if you had two choices? One was you can go, but you never coming back, or you never can go.
Um, if I could go and never come back, I'm going. I don't care. I just never come back. And if I got a
Okay,
trip I can go,
so you
if I
ain't
got a
got
trip,
kids.
huh? Yeah, I do got kids, but
oh,
like
Oh, you got
I'm
kids.
going.
Okay.
I'm going. Like so, like you never know. They may say I can come back, but I may do come back. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
may I may
Okay.
I may come back in another body with the knowledge I already had. So like Isekai in anime. So like definitely, I would definitely go with them.
hey, look, I can't walk because I got a cerebral palsy. So, but I'm gonna find a way to run. I'm out of here, dog. I'm gone. I'm gone. We not about to play like that.
Man, man, I would go if I know I can come back. I would go, but I'm already like I don't. I get weirded out by like mannequins and shit.
Yeah,
So anything that's like trying to appear human, but like not like I don't like fucking like holograms and shit. It's weird, man. So it's like that Tupac hologram. I don't want to go to no Tupac hologram concert, man. And I don't want to try to dap hologram Tupac up and then my hand go straight through. I'm like, ah, that's freaky. So I don't know how I would react, man, but I would want to out of curiosity. I want to go and see the shit or whatever they got on the spaceships. But man, I just gotta come back because I know I like human girls. I don't know if I like alien girls yet. So man,
we ain't doing no Men in Black stuff over here. G, listen,
but
nah.
yeah,
So I got a perfect question. So how long have you been interviewing guests or your podcast?
Um, it's been about a year now. So I started December. I started the company December 2022. My first guest was probably February of that year or the end of January. So yeah, so about a whole year.
All right, so you probably had a nice variety of guests that you've talked to.
Yes, I first
So,
started off like in persons. So it was basically people I met in person on a train or I worked with them, stuff like that. I had them, but those is always like skeptical because some people that came they had nothing to say. Or like for example, I had one girl. Her name was Star, and she hardly never had nothing to say. And like I asked her a question like, "What's your favorite color?" She would say 100 times. I don't
yeah,
know. I never really thought about it.
mm,
Like just pick a color. Like she always like that, and that realized. So if I had a guest, if I had a podcast with three people, only one person had a good conversation. Other person had nothing to offer. If I had three people, maybe two of them had something to offer, but one person didn't have nothing to offer. So it went like that for a long period of time. Then I had guests where like had my sisters on the podcast, but they used to yell all the time. So they used to yell over us every single time. Like, so it's hard to get good audio. Always hard to get good audio, especially I didn't have like soundproofing at the time. So always hard to get good audio. And then the last co-host I had, she was cool, but she was always late. She was always late or always calling out the last minute. Like literally, like probably 8 o'clock that morning, she was calling out, or the day before, she was calling out. So that always was a problem. So this is why I changed the format and got Zoom interviews. This is why I started doing Zoom interviews by myself, so I could always have consistent content. And I started editing my own videos too, because all the editors I had was trash.
Yeah, and they were charging you. They were charging you a lot.
No, I was paying $75 for an hour to edit the video, but like they never did a good job editing the sound, the picture. Like for example, the camera I'm using right now is 4K. I never had a 4K video with my editors, but now all my videos are 4K because I do it myself.
Word.
All right, so I got a question I want to get your take on, both of y'all. So the boy Trump just put out his own shoe. What y'all think about them gold Trump shoes, man? Y'all rocking with them?
I'm not buying that. I would never buy nothing Trump make or like that. I did used to wear his ties though. His ties, because they was cheap. They was very cheap. They probably like $10 at Macy's. So I used to buy his ties.
Oh, I didn't realize they was.
Okay, so I got a real answer for this. Okay, now, Michael, we talked about this on a couple shows ago.
Yeah, not the shoes, but the Trump. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Black people are starting to be on the side of Trump for some reason. It's because Biden ain't doing nothing. But listen. So I'm rocking the gold shoes, bro.
Nah, man. I don't want to see my president selling shoes, man. He trying to be Michael Jordan out here, man. Leave that to Mike, man. I'm gonna leave that to the ball player. My president out here selling shoes, man. Like, but the thing about Trump, man, he know how to market himself. Even if he do something good, he gonna talk about it like crazy. Even if it ain't something he really done, he gonna like them stimulus checks. He put his name on it, even though that was Congress. I think them was gonna happen no matter who was in office, because it was a pandemic. People was in the house going crazy, and they needed money and food. I think that was gonna happen. Whoever was in office, that just had to happen. It was like, you know, when the depression happens, certain things the government had to do. So I think that's one of them cases. Now he was smart for putting his name on the check, because old people, they don't do direct deposit. Old people that's loyal voters, they like checks. So they see, oh, this check, it got Trump name on it. This from Trump. He's great at marketing himself, but he's a business owner, so he treat being a president like a business. You know what I mean? So I think that, and the people that like him, they super loyal. That man can do no wrong. So when his squad ran up in the Capitol, they figured out a way for that not to be wrong too. I mean, I wish if I had fans that loyal, I would have blew up as a rapper back in the day. Shit, the guy loyal. His base is loyal.
See, now this is where people go wrong. Okay, so say Handicap and Chill podcast. That's a business. Why the woke media? That's a business, bro. If you have a way to market that, do that. And you got a loyal fan base. You got people that are loyal that follow you. So no matter what you do, no matter what you put out, you can put out some cheese and just put your name on it and be like, "Oh, I got some Donald Trump cheese." Somebody gonna buy that junk. I'm telling you. Somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Donald Trump been selling stuff for years. Like I said, I bought his ties. He got suits. He probably got dress shoes, stuff like that. So sneakers, okay, yeah, it's out of his reach, but like he's a billionaire. All you gotta do is make them, get a company make them for him, and then he advertise them, and people gonna buy it, especially Caucasian people. They're gonna buy it. Like it's not be a small percentage of black people that buy it, African Americans, Indian, or any other race that's gonna buy it. But Caucasian people are definitely going to buy it, and it's definitely going to make them rich buying them. So, like I said, he's a billionaire. He can easily market and advertise this stuff easily. It's hard for us to advertise. Like for me, for example, say I got a video and I wanted to advertise it. I got to put a certain amount of money behind it, and then I got to put how much it's going to pay each day. So, say it was in Google, like Google, for example, to have your image, have your logo and your company information on Google. So when you press search, and that company come up, and on the side of that box over there, say the address, the phone number, got the map, got the website, and all that. That costs about probably like $50 a day just to have
Yep,
that there.
I did it once. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Man.
people like us can't really afford $50 a day having that thing there, but he can. These other corporations can.
See, but like, all right, so I'm a, Michael, I don't know if you know, because I've been doing this YouTube thing. I haven't been doing the shows and the podcast that long, but I've been doing the YouTube thing for a while. And real ones know, because we don't have the money to put behind the marketing of our like our YouTube or anything like that. So we hit the Facebook groups that's on Facebook with the like SoundCloud and the YouTube
Yeah,
share
you
for
in there with
sale,
everything.
bro.
That yeah.
That like so if you can find a way to market and get yourself out there where you don't gotta do all that, you good to go, bro.
Yeah, I think just like when you the president though, is certain things you can't run like a business because it's for the greater good of the people. So you can't worry about, oh, I'm trying to make as much money as I can. Sometimes you just gotta help people. Like I'm in Minnesota, we got a big tent community out there. So I went with a one of my homies and he got a friend that's a pastor and we went out there and feed the homeless, man. That shit was sad because man, it's Minnesota. This shit cold. It ain't like Cali, so like it's been kind of a real nice ass winter this year, but a couple days it was like negative 10 and shit, -3. So man, I thought about them because if it's -3, the real feel be like -15. I thought about them homeless people, man, and we unlike California, we pretty good with the shelters and shit and got space for people, but man, some people just be addicted to drugs and they don't want to get clean. So they don't want to go to a shelter. That's what I was told by the people I was the organization I was with that was doing the food because they said it's shelter, but some people they don't want to get clean, get off drugs. You know, you got to be in by a certain time, so it's rules you got to follow.
But the
And if you're not ready to change your life, then you just out there on the street. But
but
it's cold as hell
Michael,
outside. You know,
it's like
so
that everywhere.
some things you got to do that ain't based on like money. And when you got a business, you thinking about how can I make the most money as I can. That's
But
why I don't want my president running the country like a business. That don't work
but
in
but
every case of the country.
but I'm not mad at them for doing that. Everything is like a business. It's like that everywhere, bro. It's a lot of homeless people where I'm from in VA. It's a lot of homeless people. It's just money. It's real expensive out here now.
Mhm. You got to keep in mind, there's three type of homeless people. Okay, you got ones that choose to be homeless. You got ones that just can't, like they got mental problems, drug problems, stuff like that. And you got ones that still work and still homeless. Like for
Right.
example, I was homeless for 4 years. I had a job. I was just living inside a shelter, but I didn't have no home to go to call my own. And I
Right.
lived in that
Right.
shelter. I lived in that shelter for I went to like four different shelters. So I went to a one called the Doe Fund, Relevant and Able, out here, and they saved 6% of my check every time I got paid. I worked for them for about 6 months, and then the last 3 months I was there, I had a regular job, saved my money. I left there with a little over 10 grand, but they gave me a room, not an apartment. And ever since I had that room, I never was homeless again. I always went to another room. But then you got people that choose to be homeless because they're like the government. I could send y'all videos of people on TikTok or Instagram talking to homeless people, and they like, I choose to be this because I don't subscribe to how the government make you pay bills and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
What you call that when you trying to be you trying to be like exempt from all the laws and it's they call it something. Well,
So
they don't want to pay taxes or part of they call this. I was just talking to my homie about this, but because he knows somebody that's going through that process, and you got to get a lawyer and all that. But yeah, I
But
nah,
forgot
then,
the name
but
of it.
it's called
so look,
sovereign nation. A sovereign
Yeah,
nation.
there you go. There you
Or
go.
what is it called? What
you
is it
know,
called?
doomsday cults and stuff like that.
So,
Where they
but do
get
you also, but you also have the people who are not homeless, and this is real life, who are not homeless, but they play homeless
mhm,
because so they can get money out of, so they can get money out of you. Like it's some people who play
Yeah, you
homeless,
get that too.
but
mhm.
as soon as they done, they'll go get in their little cars and go right home because they know. Oh, I see somebody on the streets. Let me help them. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful of that too.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
definitely.
I remember my mom told me this story. She used to always see this homeless man downtown. And then she was like, I always see you. And then he said, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I got a house and everything. I just come down here because this was like in 2003 or four. He was like, man, I get like $300 a day coming down here,
Mhm.
Well,
and then
God,
I just go home.
that's
I'm
like
like,
that's like
yeah,
a husband moving work. You know what I mean? Just
so
like you know
yeah.
what I mean?
So it's always some bad. One time I gave a woman in her family because she had two kids. I gave her 20 and she said, I see that 50 in your pocket. You should give me that 50. And she had a whole attitude. But the white people that was in the mall, they didn't give her shit. I
Mhm.
gave her $20. So
Yeah,
So
yeah, man, it's always some bad apples, but the
so
bad
definitely.
listen,
apples don't change the rule.
I
The
had, I had,
exception don't make the rule.
yeah, I had to be on a train, and people would be like, "Oh, I take food. Any change? You got food, something to drink? It's quarter nickel dime." So okay, I had food that I didn't want. So I said, "Here, what's that? Food. I don't want it. I want money. You just said you want food,
Right.
money. I gave you food. You don't want the food? All right, cool. I'm not giving you no money." And because
Right,
they
right.
you want the money
Exactly.
for they want drugs, but yeah, it's all different kind of homeless people. Like homeless people that's really homeless, the homeless people that's on drugs and stuff like that, or just like mentally challenged. You got homeless people that's, like I said, got jobs, got careers and stuff like that. It just can't afford to buy a house or can't afford to rent somewhere. So they go to a shelter to get that help where they could get an apartment and like a voucher or something like that. So they pay their rent for like a year and help them find housing. But even shelters out here, they don't really help you find housing. You go to a shelter out here, you go to a case manager. That case manager talk with you. They give you a voucher, and you got to go on your own to go find an apartment. So a lot of
Mm,
people don't take vouchers because like once the voucher ends, they got to count on you for paying your rent. So now if they got to count on you, they might not get their rent none. And now if a certain period of time go past, now you got squatter rights. And now you live inside that house for 3 years, 4 years without paying rent. So this is why people don't do
yeah.
that. Also, they don't give you. Also, it's hard to find an apartment if you got kids because kids scratch up the walls, kids break things, um, kids put holes in the wall. I remember my aunt back in the day, her apartment always had a hole in the wall. Like literally, every wall had a hole in it somewhere. You know,
mm.
so so like this is why people don't rent people with kids and people don't rent people like with vouchers and stuff like that. So it's hard.
So with the vouchers, is it usually like a 6 month time period or?
It's different. So a person like for example, somebody like me, where I got no disability or nothing like that, they may pay only pay my rent for 6 months. But somebody with a disease like HIV or something like that, they would pay their rent for a year or two. People with kids, they would pay their rent for a year or two. Um,
Okay,
um,
okay.
people like y'all, for example, y'all would get your rent paid for a whole year or two, and
Okay,
plus
cool.
y'all would get Social Security and stuff like that to help you pay your rent further. So they know that check is guaranteed because that Social Security check is guaranteed. But somebody with a job,
Yeah.
I could lose my job. I could lose my job tomorrow. How don't pay my rent now? So this is why it's harder for people with jobs than people with Social Security and people with kids because you got 5 kids, you getting at least $1,000 a month. That's
Yeah.
$1,000 a month. So you easy, and plus you're gonna get that public assistance money. So So it's easier.
All right,
So
Bob. Just
so
curious how
okay.
that works.
So let me ask you this question because when you do okay the interviews you've done,
Hmm.
what's the one interview that you can just remember like, yo, that was fire, or it was such a crazy interview. You like, I can't forget that. You know what I mean? Like,
Most like if you look at my timelines, like a lot of my interviews go for over an hour. Those interviews are very good interviews. These are interviews that I'm engaged in. Conversation that, like, for example, your interview, perfect. Interview I did with you, perfect. You had me laughing. It's entertaining. The conversation was in depth. But I had interviews where it was just so boring. I'm like, oh my goodness. I got interviews I didn't even upload yet because it was so boring. And like, so I'm like, I'm not uploading this. Like, because like I didn't like the conversation. So me sitting there for an hour editing it, it's gonna be like, So but let's see. Your interview was perfect for me. I did an interview with a lady named Monique Glover. She on a cosmetic line. That's one of my great interviews. I love that interview. I did an interview with somebody named Samantha Maza. She's a trainer. That was a great interview. I did an interview with a lady named Victoria. She was pain management. That was a great interview. I did an interview with somebody named I can't think of it. Can't think of it. Something May. Um, Natalie May. She was a Russian. That was a great interview, but my audio, my video was terrible. It was too statically and all that. Even I tried to upload to 4K, it still was messed up. So I had to improvise, and like Monique Glover, where I lost the video, but I had the audio. I edited it where like I put a screen there, I put myself there, and made it look like I'm talking, and did it that way. But
All
like
right.
those are
So if the
my
interview, if the interview just horrible, when you like, man, I'm just not putting this out. I'm just. Do you do that sometimes? Use your own
yes,
discretion, like, nah, I just ain't gonna use this.
yes. I did an interview with an author once, and but I didn't know her her body type and stuff like that. So when the camera came on and I was preparing for the interview, she came early. She came like probably 10, 15 minutes early. As I was setting up, and she she was very obese, and and she was sitting on the bed. She was sitting on the bed, and she wasn't dressed properly. And then like even the interview, like it was just awkward. Her facial expressions, the way she answered questions, and it was just awkward to me. Like, so I never uploaded the video. I don't have no
Mhm.
problem uploading the video, but I don't want, like, for example, I uploaded the video of the female co-host I had that I said was always late and stuff like that, and on my
mhm,
former business partner, my cousin. I had a
right,
video with them, and we was talking about I uploaded a clip, and we was talking about Jay Z. Can Jay Z charge for a feature? This video got 8,000 views on
Mm.
YouTube, and the comments saying, "Oh, she a transvestite. Is she this? Is she
wow.
that? Is she this?" You know, these are the comments on it, and like they was funny comments, but like it was mean. So
You
I didn't want to
you
upload that
want to make
video
it
and
you
people
don't
to
want to
be
make
mean
it
to
look
her.
bad.
Yeah, I didn't want people to be mean to her because, like I said, she was very, very big, very large. She was sitting on the bed. She had little shorts on. You could tell. You could see the edge of the shorts. It's just I didn't want people to be mean to her, and I didn't want to bring a negative comments to my platform. So I just never uploaded the video.
See, how I do it is like this, right? Like I tell you like a week in advance, yo, we gotta interview or you can come on my show, right? Like if you gotta know how to dress the part for these interviews,
Mhm.
bro. Like you can't be coming on here looking like who knows what and why, bro. Because I'm gonna just tell you now, we not doing this. We're not putting this out. Like we'll do it next week or something. Cause like you're messing up my brand. So people gonna be looking at it like, why are you bringing this person on the show and she don't talk? She look like what the you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do
But,
that.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
definitely gonna
like
get
me,
views.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. No, no, I'm just
I,
gonna say it's definitely gonna get views if I upload the video because like it's from her appearance, but those views and those comments gonna be very, very negative. So I don't want that kind of energy. But go ahead. What you gonna say?
See, I was gonna say like me with negative comments because I post like this thing called stop scrolling times three where I give my opinion on just random stuff, whatever, current events or whatever. I used to do I used to be a rap artist, so I got music videos up. Sometimes, man, people posted negative comments like, you got a lazy eye, you handicapped, you look retarded, blah, blah, blah. I just like, I know that just come with social media, the negative comments, so I just do what I do. One time, it was like, you remind me of Tiny Tim, and I didn't know who the fuck Tiny Tim was. So I didn't really watch cartoons. When I was a kid, I was watching like Rap City and shit like that. If I did watch a cartoon, it was like Duckman or some adult cartoons. So I didn't know who the fuck Tiny Tim was. So I had to ask my brother. It's like, yeah. Then they broke it down like who Tiny Tim was. I'm like, oh, it's cool. So that went on for like a couple videos because I used to post freestyles. But after a while, they started saying, oh man, you can rap, you can rap. So I just had to like, I go to comedy shows and sit in the front row. Like I want them to say something. I just think it builds character and thicken up your skin. And sometimes people get mean, but it is what it is. You know, when I go in public, people stare sometimes, but it's like either I'm gonna be cool with these stares or I'm gonna just stay in the house. So I just decided that I'm gonna just deal with these stares. It's like so if you come dressed like that on a podcast, man, you gotta know
You get
what
what
you
you ask
might
for.
be getting yourself into. So I feel you, but sometimes, man, the comments go like they say negative shit about Trump. It don't stop him from doing what he do. Because the
Yeah.
people that don't like him, but the people that love him. So
Mhm.
I just say, man, people gonna say negative shit. So you can cure cancer. Somebody gonna have something negative to say. Cause
Yeah.
all the pharmaceutical companies gonna be mad as hell if you come up with a cure.
But
Mhm.
like,
If we find a way to eradicate crime, cops gonna be mad because they're gonna be out of a job. So I
but like,
mean,
but like, but like my man over here, he turns off his comments on the videos. I've noticed that. So, and I tell people all the time, like, look, anybody say something negative in the comments, I'm not for that. That will get deleted in a heartbeat. I don't have time for none of that. Like,
me man,
yeah, yeah.
I ain't blocking nobody. I'm just if they get egregious, then yeah. But man, I just let them talk. Cause if they say something and you don't react to it, man, they gonna go on about their lady. They just want a reaction,
But the thing,
and
but the
once they
thing
don't
is,
get it, they go away. They probably
Mhm.
over there miserable anyway, man. Cause why would you say something mean about a person you don't even know? You
but
could
see the
just
thing
not
is,
comment and not watch the video. So I
but see
just
the
like, man, they just miserable anyway.
But Michael,
So
but see, the thing is though, bro, like a lot of these people on this internet, they can break somebody's peace. You know what I mean? Somebody who's not strong enough to take that. You know what I mean? So
that's
I
true.
don't. Me, I'm strong enough to take it, but I know where I can take it to. I can go
That's true.
from I can go from yeah, you cool, bro, to get off my. You know what I'm saying? Going left real quick. So I don't want to take it. I don't want to take
Yeah,
it there.
people gotta know where they emotional abilities at. Some people like I just had to tell I was out at the bar and somebody said something my homie didn't like, and in my opinion, like he really overreacted. I wouldn't have did that in most cases. Not to say I never have, but my typical manner, like you got to do a lot to get under my skin. Because somebody get
Mhm.
under my skin, I'm like, damn, they got to me, and I'd be so mad at myself for letting somebody get to me to that level. I just try to stay calm because, like I said, usually they just want a reaction. Once they don't get it, they like, oh man, this shit didn't work. Then they go try to bully somebody else.
Yeah.
But I get it, man. If you know you're gonna knock somebody block off, then
Yeah.
hey, I'd
Yeah.
rather you just leave or delete the comment or block them. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Some
Cause
people
we
are
don't
just like,
need you locked up, Rule.
yeah.
I
Some people
can't
just
do the podcast without you, bro.
I don't care nothing about that. I'll be all right.
yeah. Some people just like you said. Some people are just can't handle their emotions, stuff like that. Like I just had a bad breakup, and last person that last couple of comments, like the last comment the person wrote me, I didn't even look at. And I did an interview with a relationship coach, and he took over the podcast. He took over my podcast. He asked me most of the questions. I asked like 3 questions out the whole 2 hours, and I did an interview with a group called CCT Media Group. They based in Louisiana, and I told them about that. They're like, "Yo, upload the content." It's like upload it. Like your podcast was uncomfortable truth. It made you uncomfortable, so you should upload it because you was uncomfortable and all that. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm still editing it. So as I'm editing it, I'm listening to it and I'm listening to what the guy's saying. So I said, let me reach out to her and see. Let me express myself. Let me tell her how I feel and stuff like that. Like, so I read her last comment. I didn't like it. So I basically I answered her question inside the comment, and I wrote how I felt, and she wrote something again that I didn't like, But instead of me getting emotional and stuff like that, I just left it alone. And like some people just can't handle that. Like I know a couple people that unalive themselves over women, and like inside their apartments, they go to the girl house and unalive themselves. The girl will come home and see that. And women times, and I even know people that where like, he's messing with somebody's girl, and as they mess with the girl, messing with the girl, dude come in the house, and one story is the guy threw the guy out the window, that he found messing with his girl. So like I can tell you, I got at least 3-4 stories like that, where people I actually know personally or know do somebody that did something like that.
So you want to tell two? You ain't got to tell all 3 or 4. You want to tell 1 or 2?
Those are 2 right there. A guy was messing with a girl. He came in the house and he threw him out the window. The other story is the guy was messing with my cousin best friend, and my cousin messing with the girl's sister. And so the guy woke up to my cousin one day. He was like, yeah, such a yeah. I was about to finish him, like this and that. Showed my cousin the thing and all that. And my cousin's like, nah, don't do that, man. Like leave that alone, man. All that. And so he left it alone, all right. But he went out the house and did it to himself. And my same cousin I just told you about, his brother was messing with a girl inside the projects, and he went there for some reason. He went to the girl house for some reason, and he see his brother sitting on the couch. So his brother like, "Yo, what are you doing here, man?" He said, "I could come here because I know the homeboy." He said, "This homeboy was to see you in this apartment. He would finish you, man." He's like you not. He's like you hang out in Crown Heights. You don't hang out in Brownsville. Like you can't be doing this, man. And his brother's like, nah, man, I can handle myself in that. But that guy would have probably finished that dude my cousin in that apartment if you would have called him in that apartment messing with his girl. You know?
That's a fact. So like this is my thing. I've always said like this is why I don't cheat. This is why like I got an order and I don't cheat because you never know. Like you never know what can happen, bro. Like that's what I be telling people. You never know how this can go. Like say I cheated on my girl. Me and my wifey with somebody. The girl I cheated with, she catch mad feelings or whatever. Now she turned crazy, and I got to deal with that. And then, I was like, you never know. Like so, I'm like, bro, that's why it's just best just to be faithful or leave them alone, bro.
You remember Chll, the walkie-talkie Chll?
Yeah.
I had one of those one time, right? And I was with my girl. I was in the bed with her, and the girl come on the phone. Hey, daddy. My girl got so mad. Like I would come downstairs. She knew who it was from the voice. The girl lived like on the 3rd floor, so
oh no,
she knew who the girl was. She's like, I would come downstairs to beat your ass. It was just so funny.
I never used to like shit where I ate. Like I never used. I
wasn't even sleeping with the girl. The girl disliked me. She disliked me. I never touched that girl at all. I slept in a bed with her a couple of times, but we never actually did nothing. Like we just she had a crush on me. Like her baby father used to come in the house, see me in the house, and like he used to get mad. But like we was just friends. That she just liked me. She liked my energy and stuff like that. Like she was real cool people. But I never slept with that girl at all. I never slept with her. Never touched her in no sexual way. I probably seen her naked a couple times, but me being in the house. But like I said,
man, you did enough, man.
You saw a little something.
It was never a good time for me.
Y'all was naked in the bed, man.
Yeah. It was never a good time for me to even do something with her. Like even her, she had like 4 or 5 kids at the time too. So like, it was never a good time, for me. But like, we was just very cool and like, that's all.
I got female friends. I got a couple. I get it, man.
So
Mhm.
But
let me ask you something. So like with your podcast, I know we venture off, then we come back to your podcast, and we come back to your message. With your podcast and with your network or whatever. What is one of the main messages that you want people to receive when they look at your content or when they come over to your network?
The main thing I want people to receive is not being angry or aggressive, and also have them actually hear what's going on. Like like a lot of people will just like see something for a second and just like probably cut it off, especially if they don't find it interesting and stuff like that. But in that hour, it may be something that resonate with you. So like anything I talk about, any questions I ask, is to help the world better itself. So if I'm talking to somebody that's doing business, my questions to that person is to help people to have a great business. So I also want people to be more entrepreneurial instead of working for a 9 to 5 job. Because like I don't want to work for 9 to 5 job. Well, I'm tired of working 9 to 5. I actually want to do this full time, podcasting. I want to make movies. I want to do game shows. I want to do stuff like that to better myself, and also I want to help people better themselves. So basically, say I do a movie, for example. I don't want all the proceeds from this movie. I don't mind giving all the actors a percentage of the movie. I don't mind giving all the people that do the cameraman percentage of the movie. I don't mind giving the people that organize the movie a percentage of the movie. So now I'm not only making money, y'all making money. Like for example, you got like Taraji, for example, what she said about her
yeah,
pay rates. Terrence Howard,
Yeah.
you only got $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow, and plus the rights to the music, but it's under the name DJ. That's the actor. That's
yes.
the character
So
he
it
played in
goes
the
to the
movie.
label,
It's not a real person. So he can't
right?
like, get royalties from the songs he sung in the movie. So I don't want that. Like that, I would actually give actors like Terrence Howard his royalties to that music. I would give Taraji a percentage of that movie. Not just one actor. I'll give all the actors a percentage of the movie. It don't have to be 100. It don't have to be 50%, 20%, nothing like that. If I have 100% of the company, 100% of the movie, I don't mind keeping 51% for myself, so I can have ownership. But the other
Yeah,
49%, y'all split that. Y'all split that
spread it out.
evenly.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the other 49% is $50 million. Y'all able to split $50 million between yourselves, and plus
And
whatever
that's
money it makes over time. So that's what something I would do. And this is what I want to bring to my network, bring to my platform. Is I want to bring to the people that work with me.
See
so.
The Taraji thing, it's weird to me, right? Because like so obviously she's been kind of played with as far as like the money aspect for a while. And I don't
Mhm.
know if she's doing so I don't know if she was doing the roles because she loved acting or maybe she thought that she would get more money along the way, but for what she's saying, she's like it's not worth it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So,
I think that she loves acting, but she probably thinks she's been in the game for a long time and she should be getting more. Now it is kind of what you asked for, or because if people know she said 100,000, if people know you'll go for 100,000 and accept it, they gonna pay you 100,000 every time. Why would they pay you more? They just not. So sometimes you gotta be able to walk away. And
Mhm.
sometimes you got to kind of create your own value and get a buzz another kind of way where people are like, okay, now the studios want to fuck with me, like those like stand up comedians for example, they sell out shows for a couple years and then they come putting you in the movies, giving you the big dollars. That's what Kevin Hart doing, but just like Cat Williams said, he said all them Kevin Hart movies would have been his because they gave them to him first, but he turned them down because he didn't want to wear a dress or he didn't want to do this. So it's cool to say what you don't want when you popping, but if if you say what you don't want and you like you still on in the beginning stages on the cusp, they're like, okay, we just gonna find somebody else. Now I wouldn't be cool with putting a dress on, so that's just something I had to walk away from. So you just gotta decide, man. Like she could have walked away from the color purple, or
Yeah.
maybe she could have negotiated and got a better deal. I don't know, but yeah, that's just business. They gonna try to get the best deal for themselves, and you try to get the best deal for yourself, and maybe y'all can meet somewhere in the middle. Hopefully, but it ain't always like that.
Like, since you
So
mentioned Kevin Hart, I look at Taraji like a Fabulous, for example, a Fabulous or a Jadakiss. Now,
yeah,
look at Fabulous and Jadakiss, for example. They've been in the industry for a long period of time. They're gonna consider some of the best rappers they are in the industry, right? But they don't progress at all. But you got somebody like Rick Ross, for example, that got his own media company, he got his own artists. So now he making money. You got Yo Gotti, for example. Yo Gotti, he make his own music because he got his own artist, his own record label, such a Jay-Z, same thing. Kanye West, same thing. And these are the people that are billionaires or damn near billionaires. Diddy,
mm-hmm.
same thing. So Taraji could easily make her own movies, make her own production company, make her own movies, make her own TV shows, so on. Like you could put a TV show on YouTube, for example. Taraji put a
Yeah,
TV show on YouTube, people gonna watch it,
yeah, that shit
and
gonna
all
blow
that
up,
money is gonna be hers.
trillion views.
Like all that money is gonna be hers. These other platforms. Look what what's his name? The dude that got locked up for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot, or
Oh
allegedly
yeah, Tory
shooting
Lane.
Tory Lanez, for example. Tory Lanez, he put a NFT on he put his album as an NFT, made $1 million in like 60 seconds, and then
Yeah,
lets you know he's in jail because they didn't like what he did. And no, since then, you don't hear nobody doing that now. You don't hear no artists doing that. You don't see Fabulous doing that. You don't see Jadakiss doing that. You don't see Jay-Z doing that. You don't see no rapper doing that after Tory Lane did that because what happened to him? So then they scared to do what he did and stuff like that.
man, I
So
feel you. I don't know if he in jail because of that, but
yeah,
I
but
feel
like
you on the NFT.
yeah, so
I'm with you
but look
100%.
at you mentioned Kevin Hart, for example. If you look at VH1 and these other platforms in these movies, Kevin Hart name is on that. Kevin Hart produced this stuff. Kevin Hart created these shows. I think he bought the Hollywood Squares from Ice Cube and made Hollywood Squares again and made
An-
DJ Young Fly the host of it. Like
yeah,
then you got
another
the
thing he did was you know how you make a movie with a film company and then they'll pay another company to market it. And he
mm-hmm.
said, "Man, I got all these followers, millions of followers, pay me to market the movie." So
Yeah.
when he do a movie and
It says
it's
Hart
his
Studios.
production
It says Hart
company,
Studios. It
the
says Hart
studio
Studios.
pay him to market the movie. So I don't know, man. When I looked up Saraji's net worth, it said 12 million. 12 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But
know
look at Kevin
12
Hart.
million ain't all cash because it's her net worth. But so
Yes,
I don't know
that's
how that
probably
equates to the. She
yeah,
got like a makeup line and stuff. But like
yeah.
you said, I think she just got to put on her business that she might have to start producing and writing her own movies, or at least getting writers under her own production company, so she'll get a bigger share. Then after, look what Tyler Perry do, man. He don't beg nobody for no job.
Mm-hmm.
He
No,
went out,
he
he
got his own.
built.
He created.
Yeah,
He went to Atlanta. Tyler Perry went to Atlanta, got some cheap land. He put a studio on that land in the hood. It made a studio. Now that studio worth billions of dollars. He made billions of dollars. Now he owned two more $1 billion studios, BET, VH1. So like he explaining like Taraji could have did that. That's what Kevin Hart did. That's what Ice Cube did. As Ice Cube
yeah,
did, that's what Kevin Hart did. Nick Cannon, look at Nick Cannon for example. He actually owned his shows.
right,
Wilding Out, so on, so on. Yes, it's connected to these other networks and stuff like that, where they could
right.
actually take it away from him, where like not take it away from like stop him from making money or producing these shows. Like it's always another platform. It's not like I'm sure they could take their money and make it by their own network, buy channel 11 or buy channel 13, buy a cable channel. They could take
Like
their money and
Byron
do that.
Allen, he bought the Weather Channel.
Yeah, like they could buy
Hmm.
these channels and this and that, but they so a lot of black people are scared to either invest in themselves and create something because they're afraid they will get unalived or go to jail like Tory Lane did or stuff like that. But like
I
you
think a
gotta
lot
like
of us just got to, because that's what school teaches. So we have like what I call a job mentality. So like working for yourself is scary. At a job, it's like, hey man, work these 8 hours, and we gonna pay you this, and it's more of a guarantee. Now they can fire you, but It's more of a guarantee. If you working for yourself and that shit don't work, then it just don't work. But my brother, he's a personal trainer. He got his own gym. So if he don't work, he
So,
don't get paid. It's on him. It ain't
so
on
what?
nobody else. He got to get his own health insurance and all that. So I'm proud of him, man. He a
So
trainer.
what it
His
is?
company called
So
57 Fit, but that's all on him. It ain't
so
Mm-hmm.
what
it
is?
ain't nobody else. He don't need to have other employees. He the everything, the accountant, the trainer, the person cleaning the gym. He wear all the hats.
Yo,
So
Michael, Michael. So what it is, and this is what it is. A lot of people, especially African Americans, we want the fast money now. We want the we want the quick money. We're not trying to really go to work for that. We're not really trying to put the work in for it because of so what people don't understand is COVID kind of messed us up a lot, kind of set us back a lot too, because we were getting we were getting checks, checks, and checks, and we were flipping the checks, making more money off the. You know what I'm saying? So we were getting quick money. So when that slowed up, we had to okay, we gotta go back and we gotta kind of work to get some money now. So that's when the robberies kicked up. That's when the murders kicked up because everybody's like, I'm not going back to a 9 to 5. People want fast money. They don't like to work for it anymore. They don't like the grind behind it. Even with the even with the podcasting. So I'm gonna tell you something with the podcasting. When you do podcasting, you gotta love to do it for the conversation with the people, the guests, all that type of stuff. Because if you really know the real behind this, there's not much money behind podcasting. It may be
Mm-hmm.
money behind investing in yourself and making the networks. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
you can build with your network. But podcasting, that's not where a lot of the money is. Doing music, these music artists, don't let people fool you. These music artists are not making that much money because
Mm-hmm.
the money that these music artists are getting, the labels are collecting that back. They're recouping that back. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people now are making money off of streaming. Streaming
Mm-hmm.
is in the record deal now.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
You're
I
so right
think,
about.
man, it's like with a with all that, man, you just gotta you gotta just leverage your with podcasting and music. You just gotta leverage your celebrity to get other things. So like, Ice Cube was a rapper, now he an actor, now he got a production company. With the podcast, you're right. You gotta love it because it's gonna take a minute to get followers and real sponsors that's gonna throw some real money at you. Like
Mm-hmm.
the Ritos might come one day and throw you a bag, but that's gonna take a while. You ain't gonna get that overnight because you got to build that following up first. And after they say, "Oh, they got a lot of eyes on them," we gonna get them a million, $1 million worth of game. Gilly and Wallow. It took them a minute,
But
but Gilly was already famous, so that helped them, you know. But
Yeah.
now they signed $100 million deal with um what they with Barstool, I think. Yeah,
yeah,
but
but see, the thing about it is, even when you get to do the podcasting on YouTube, you gotta have in order for these labels and stuff to look at you, you gotta have a certain amount of subscribers. You gotta have a
yep,
certain amount of a following. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna come follow you and talk to you unless they're a network that's small themselves and they're trying to build up. You know what I'm saying? But these major networks, these companies that can really stand behind you, they're not gonna stand behind you if you only got like 100 subscribers and
Mm-hmm.
50 views, bro. So a lot of
yep,
a lot of times you're gonna have to just do it for the love of what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
yep,
Now you're
yep.
so right about that. I always mention the story about me trying to get Brittany Rayner to be my first guest. So when I first started this podcast, the first person I ever wrote was Brittany Rayner, and that's because she was popping all the time. I thought she was attractive, and I had a lot of stuff to ask her. So I'm like, okay, if I get her, I'm definitely gonna go rival. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
gonna get subscribers. I'm definitely gonna get views, and I'm definitely gonna have to worry about getting another celebrity or another influencer to do my podcast. So for about a week or two, we was conversating, and I spoke to her and her publicist, and they said, "What's your budget?" I said, "I'll pay her $5,000." They never wrote me back again. I told the story millions of times, and
Mm,
I sent out the emails, and all that. So if it ever come up, like, "Yo, show your receipts," I got the emails saved. Don't worry about that, you know. So I got the email saved, but like $5 was enough for her, and I guess they wanted me to pay for like
That's like $5 to her. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But like, but people don't get paid to do podcasts. Is Brittany ready to go on a podcast? That's because they got a lot of, like you said, a lot of following. They got millions of subscribers. People gonna watch it. People gonna watch her. So with that, she can promote whatever she want to promote, and people gonna do that. But like, if she go on Fresh and Fit, Fresh and Fit is not paying her. If she go on Intro Tape
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
she's not paying her.
Because they
If
already
she go,
got a
if she
name
go
and
to Purdy
followers.
Day,
But
Just
like you
Purdy Day is
say, if
not
you ain't
paying
got a
her.
lot of followers, they gonna charge you arm and a leg.
Bad TV only pay people that come on in consecutive. He paid Lil Bootsy. He paid Jamal White. He paid these people because they own it all the time. But he own
Right,
it one time. He not paying you. It's pretty ready to do
right.
bad
Yeah.
TV. He not paying her. Like like. But for me, I didn't had none of that yet, and they knew I had none of that. I told them like, "Yo, you'll be my first guest. I got no views. I'm just starting out. This and that. Do such a podcast. $5,000. Quiet crickets." And I never. After I seen that, after I seen it, I never wrote them back like, "Hey, did you get my message?" I just left it alone because I knew what it was.
Yeah,
And
they
also,
like, man,
I
we
had
about
people.
to blow your podcast up
Yeah,
this
I
first
had
episode.
yes, but also I had people in my corner that was negative. Like for my co-host, for example, Jerome Rogers, my co-host that did most of my interviews with me, with in-person interviews with me. He's always negative. You can't ask her that. You got no followers yet. Stop being negative and say, yeah, you can do this, man. Like you
Yeah,
think
right.
negative
yeah,
is gonna happen.
yeah,
You know, his brother, for example, same thing. Nah, you gotta have a following, man. You can't just ask. No, shut up. Stop being negative, man. Give me
right.
some positivity, man. Say you could do it. Clap your hands. Give me some positivity, man. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. A lot of people are just negative and they think negative, and that energy rubs off. Now, if I had them being positive and they manifesting that shit, she probably would say yes. But because they were saying, "Oh, she's not gonna do it. She's not gonna do it. You don't have enough money. She's not gonna do it. You're not gonna pay her enough, or you don't have enough followers. You're just starting out." Because they was doing that, she said no, and I really believe that. I believe they was being positive towards me. They like, yeah, you could do it, cousin. You could do it, cousin. Yeah, she gonna say yes, cousin. Yeah, ask her, ask her. I believe it would have happened. You
yeah,
know.
man. Shoot your shot like that white Caucasian. I said white Caucasian, the Caucasian woman Bobby that got the podcast. She blew up fast, man.
Yeah.
That's
She
because you
did
got that's
Funny
just
Marco just off the, and
Her
then
first
she
guest was
did
like Drake or
Drake.
something like that.
Man,
Her first guest was Drake. You know.
yeah, she blew up fast. That's the first time I heard about her.
so she blew up because she put a lot of like artists and rappers on her show. You know what I mean? But now she's starting to go back to a different type of audience. So the oh, he'll be back. Now he's starting to go back to a different type of audience. She's starting to go back to a different type of audience. So her views are not the same. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like
Yeah, they do
what
that a
she was.
lot of times. They use like black people to start their stuff and then they switch up. Like, the channel Fox did that, the UPN did that, the WB did that. They started out with black shows and then once they got some market share and some money, they
Yes.
went to white shows.
Yes.
It's pretty much
That's
a
so right about
common thing.
that's so right about that. But look, her for example, like I said, her first couple of guests was like Tyga and Drake, for example, and like she don't really do interviews. Like she may have Drake on, like for example, she had Drake on the podcast. She's playing Tyga music, stuff like that, and talking about Tyga. It's not she wasn't really trying to get in depth and all that. So it was funny, it was entertaining,
Hmm.
and the celebrities that she had on it was liked it because she wasn't asking no personal questions and nothing like that.
Right.
But like, where the hell she get Drake information to ask him to come on the podcast? This is what I'm trying to say. Where the hell she get that information from?
Well,
Who
I
she
know
talk
they
to?
said her
Hold
husband,
on, hold on, hold on.
like, he had
Who did
money.
who did she talk to get Drake on her podcast? Who did she talk to get Tyga on her podcast? Who did she talk to get Cardi B husband to come on her
Yeah,
podcast?
Offset.
Like Offset, like for me, like she had some kind of connection where she reached out to these people and these people did her podcast. I'm not saying she paid them. She probably did pay them.
She
She probably
probably
did pay
did,
them.
cause I
Like
think I heard a story that I read. So her husband, they divorced now, but he had money, and they said in the beginning he was funding her podcast.
yeah, so let's
But
say
there's
like
nothing
So
wrong with that.
yeah, but see money. Let's
so
say
he
money.
might have had $50,000, or whatever.
But there's nothing wrong with that because you got to know somebody to get somewhere. A lot of
That's what I'm
times.
trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like for example, my cousin grew up with Fabulous, right? He grew up with Fabulous. He boosted with Fabulous. He did graffiti with Fabulous. Fabulous was a graffiti artist at first. Like, a lot of people don't know that. He did graffiti before he became a rapper. Like, he told me many stories about Fabulous crying in the Tombs. Tombs is a jail out here in New York. Fabulous crying in jail because he was scared that he's gonna get sent to Rikers. Fabulous, somebody tagged over Fabulous' name. Like I said, he's a graffiti artist. They tagged over his name. Fabulous hung the person off the roof of a roof that tagged over his name. Like,
That was don't even look like the type of person.
I'm trying to say, like, but people don't know these stories. So I'm like, yo, cousin, come on my podcast and talk about this. This will give me some views. This will get me popping. Like, because I can't do that. People gonna look at me funny. Like, what you mean gonna look at you funny? Because, like, Fabulous don't talk about this stuff himself. Like, so if I talk about it, why should I talk about it if he don't talk about it? I said somebody got to start it somewhere. Now, if you talk about it on my podcast, you have to respond to it. People gonna watch it. People gonna stream it. People gonna share it, and he gonna see it one day and be like, "Oh shit, I gotta answer this question." People hit him in his Twitter. Yo, Fab, like, is this true? You hung somebody off the roof? You cried in tomb? You cried in jail? Yo, Fab, you cried in jail, man? Like, people gonna ask this stuff, and this stuff would have got me popping. But my cousin wouldn't do that for me. He wouldn't do that shit for me. Like, and this is like this, and like if I realized he wasn't gonna do that for me, I cut him off. I haven't talked to him since. Like, he called me one time. I answered my phone. I said, "Who this?" I said, "Who this?" He's like, "Oh, such a." I'm like, "Oh," hung up the phone. I'm like, "You negative. You was negative when I first started my podcast. You got information. You could be a guest on my podcast and help me get views by telling me stories about Fabulous. But you refuse to do that because you don't want people looking at you funny. Especially people that know me, because they like Fabulous don't know who I am. People for Free Weight don't know who I am. People know who he is. But he also told other people these stories that I actually went boosting with, I actually hustled with. So they would know I told you this. And they may tell other people that I told you this stuff. I'm like, why did that matter? You should want to help your cousin become famous. You should want to help your cousin go viral. And
man, I do. I be right. I can see both sides of that. Sometimes it's like, man, I don't want to tell nobody's story because say Fab might get mad, right? And then it's like, and then your cousin might didn't want to see the podcast blow up if he was negative in the beginning. So it could be that. Like, he don't want to see the podcast blow up. It was probably that more than he didn't want Fabulous to see that he told some stuff, because that happened on Vlad all the time. Because, man, you can say, like, everybody do that. Like, people come on Vlad and tell stories. All them dudes that came on Vlad talking about Jay-Z that used to sell drugs for Jay-Z. Vlad had about 4 different dudes coming on there talking about Jay-Z. That was the whole interview. Because them dudes ain't did shit outside of knowing Jay-Z.
But see, that's the type of hate stuff that I don't like. Because, like you said, if your cousin would have came onto your platform and talked about that situation, it would have just worked out for you. You know, you wouldn't have said where you really got the source from, because people probably ain't not gonna remember him because this is back in the day. You know what I mean? So, like, it's kind of like when Cat Williams went on the Club Shay Shay, and Cat Williams said all that stuff. Everybody came onto the show to retaliate. They came to like clear their name. That's how this goes, especially in media and podcasting. When we would Michael, when we have a guest and he or she says some things that's powerful that'll get people talking, people are gonna want to come on the show and be like, "Yo, I want to come on the show and clear my name." We're gonna be like, "All right," you know what I mean? That's
So
what it goes.
definitely, because like I said, he grew up with Fabulous, yes, but like Fabulous not putting no money in his pocket. He's not hanging out with Fabulous now. Fabulous probably don't, like you said, Fabulous probably don't remember who he is. You know, like I said, they was kids. They was in high school together. Like, he probably don't, and even he do reach out to Fabulous, Fabulous might be like, whatever. Like, you feel me? Like, whatever. Like, so for him to be a protector of Fabulous is crazy to me. It's like, not helping
family and shit.
become a sensation. Like, and that's what I said. I had to cut him off, and I would never speak to this guy again because, like I said, every time I ever talk to this man, there's always something negative. Him and his brother, the one that did my Jerome Rogers, that one that did my podcast with me, my former co-host and business partner, like him, like always negative, always negative. I just always say, like, stop being negative. Like, like stop, like say something positive to me, like maybe anything I ever did or anything I ever said. Like for example, I could be um like for example, like if you look at my last couple episodes, we got sofas on that podcast. He refused to have sofas. Only reason he got the sofas because the former editor I had said get sofas. Now he agreed upon it. I said let's get wireless mics. Nah. These are fine. These are fine. So I'm like okay. I'm like I sent him the link to some wireless mics, some good wireless mics. Nah, I'm not gonna use those. He went and bought the cheapest mics he could find. Cheapest wireless mics he could find to
Yeah,
do
because people not trying to put that
know,
money in.
like I'm saying, like it's just like he's always negative. If it wasn't his idea or his way,
Yeah.
he wasn't going for it. And so I had to cut him off too. Like I'm not speaking to him or his brother ever again. Like it's just like I don't want nobody negative in my circle no more. I don't want nobody negative. If you're not nothing positive to say to me, you gotta go immediately. I'm not sugarcoating nothing no more. I'm not being nice no more. I'm not being kind no more. If I say something in my mouth and you next thing out your mouth is negative, you gotta go immediately. I don't care how you
Man,
feel. I don't care I'm in my
see,
feelings.
like,
Like
go ahead.
done. Yeah, go ahead. That's it.
Yeah, like, man, I be positive. Nah, I be logical too, though. But I know because I'm a dreamer. So when it
Mhm.
comes to dreams, man, you gotta kind of be illogical with your dream because you trying to do big shit. So if Obama was a little kid saying, "I want to be president," most people ain't gonna be no fucking president of no country. So you
Mhm.
gotta have big dreams. Like if you listen to Kanye interviews when he was broke, he talking that same shit he talking now. Only difference now, he got the accolades to prove it. So
Mhm.
now he done got even more cocky, but he always been a cocky, confident person. And like Jay-Z said, my uncle said I would sell 1 million. I sold 1 million times. His uncle meant well. I
Mhm.
don't think his uncle was being a hater, but his uncle didn't know no millionaire, so he couldn't believe that Jay Z can do it. So sometimes you can't have negative people in your circle. But I be logical, but I tell people even in my logic, if you got a big dream, man, do that shit whatever it is. Cause I
Yeah.
read a story about a black man that was the first dude to create an aircraft, and he had to shift off to go to the air show, and the shit got broke and it never got there. And then the Wright brothers, they did their thing. So he had a whole bunch of haters, but he was black. It was
Yeah.
like 1918, 1920. He had a whole bunch of haters, man. So he wasn't able to get his shit off the ground. So I just stumbled up on his story online. So I gotta
Yeah.
do more research, but
Yeah. Yeah.
people
It's funny.
gonna hate, man. So and sometimes be your family. Them be the
Yeah.
main motherfuckers hate.
And family's first. Blood is not really thicker than water. And like it's funny that you mentioned Kanye. We got Kanye for example. Like if it wasn't for Dave Dash, there will be no Kanye. Because everybody laughed at Kanye. Everybody laughed at his beats. Everybody laughed at him rapping. Everybody.
His
Fabulous.
clothes,
The,
the way he
the,
dressed.
it laughed at how he dressed and all that. Like you said, clothes too. Yes, they laughed at him. If it was for Dave Dash, it would be no Kanye. That's why you like listen like some of his songs. Like I forgot what song it is. He said here's another one. He said Carmen rejected this beat, but now I made it like sex and all that. I forgot what song it is, but he talked about how he offered Carmen this beat and Carmen didn't take it and all that, but he told he used it himself. And a lot of beats like that. A lot of his beats that he offered people, they didn't take it. It's like, oh, it's trash and all that. He used himself. He sold millions of records with that beat. So Kanye is a
So
perfect example of people hating on him and he actually doing it and making it happen. Like other day, I was with my mother. She was watching Lifetime. And I'm like, yo, Lifetime is so horrible. Like these movies are horrible. I was like, yo, I'm about to make me a movie. I'm really about to, I did make the movie. I'm like, yo, I'm definitely making me a movie. Because people watching this, I said I could make a movie and people gonna watch. I said I'm doing it right on YouTube. Just like that. I said I'm doing it right on YouTube. She said, I'm with you, son. She said, I'm gonna invest in you, my son. She said, I'm gonna invest in you. So like I already got one investor, my mama. So
that's a fact.
What's up?
So what
positive. Like she didn't say you can't do it. You can't do it. She said, I'm gonna invest in you. I'm gonna give you some money to put this movie on. I said, yes. I'm gonna go to stores. I'm gonna go to my neighborhood stores. I'm gonna go fund me. Like, yo, invest in me. I give you a percentage of this movie. We gonna make this movie happen. You know.
Hey
so what
man,
I'm
this
I
this
gotta
is love,
go. I
bro,
gotta go.
man.
Like I gotta go in like 10 minutes, man. So
All right, we about to get up out of here. I just wanna say some positive things real quick. So if you guys have not taken anything from this episode, right, just take this, right? When you decide that you want to make it or you want to build something or you want to follow your dreams, you got to back away from a lot of your friends that you used to have. You got to back away from some of your family
That's a
because
fact.
a lot of your family, a lot of your friends are not going to believe in you like you believe in yourself. So what you
Hmm.
have to do is you got to back away and you got to have the mentality of I already made it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Because you have to. That's when you have to start that's where you have to start living your life like it's a business. Because in
Hmm.
your life, the one major business is your life. So that means you have to keep people away from you that's not here for you. You got to watch how you move because as soon as you hit YouTube, whether you got one view, two view, or three views, you're automatically a public figure now because you don't
Hmm.
know which three people watched you. So always just stay focused on your goals. Don't worry about what anybody else says, and just be careful with the people that you surround yourself with.
That's
Yes,
a fact.
I appreciate that. You're so right about that too.
But this has been a good episode. We probably ran over longer than we thought we was going to, but listen, I want my man the Uncomfortable Truth podcast to give out his social medias where he can be reached at and give out his information. So go ahead, bro.
You can reach me at all my platforms at Uncultured Truth underscore pod. That's all my platforms. Whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Uncultured Truth underscore pod. Thank you.
All right, yo, Michael, you want to say where people can
Hey
reach you?
man, yeah, I just want to say, man, yeah, man, I'm Michael 57, man. That's all. Let's see. TikTok is I am Michael 57. Instagram is Michael 57 underscore, man. Hit me up, and bro, I'm gonna hit you up too, cause I done did some modeling with Target other companies, and I done did a little background acting. So man, I might have to come to New York, get in one of your films, man, for sure.
Definitely, definitely. I
I
appreciate anything y'all
support
can
you,
do for
bro,
me.
100%.
So
Definitely, I
look, y'all
appreciate
can
anything.
hit y'all can hit me on IG at Rule Life period NASA, Twitter Rule Life underscore NASA. I got my YouTube Rule Life NASA, and I got a YouTube channel called DCE Network because I'm working on my own network. And shout out to the team DCE. We out here. But look, man, it's been real. It's been fun. We had a great interview. This will be out soon. You know, we ain't gonna do a long, outro. Man, we out. We holla.
Thank
Peace.
you, thank
Peace.
you.
Okay.